Good afternoon, and welcome to another episode of My Fiber Fun. Well, you see me working on Little Nugget's hat, so you know what that means. It means that I finished the bib, which I will show you momentarily. But before I show you the bib, I will let you know I think it came out nicely, and but I'm gonna have to make some more adjustments. The pattern that I actually followed the tutorial for a baby bib by Creative Grandma because that was the one I liked the best and that used the less yarn. There was only one other tutorial on YouTube that I saw for a crocheted adult bib. So what I did with Creative Grandma's pattern is for the number of chains, she said the chain, I added 20 more because she said chain 24 and I chained 44. I should have gone with 54. So I'm going to write out, because I wrote down all of my numbers for the specs of the adult bib. And for her, according to her directions, I had to do the math on my end to make sure that it was for an adult. And so I did that. I wrote down the number of rows that I did, how many increases and decreases, because it was quite a bit of that with the strap of the bib, the part that goes around to hook in the back. So those are where I need to make adjustments. I think I need to go at least another 10 for the one and a few more rows for the back part. But for my first bib ever, I've never made a bib before. That's number one. And for my first adult bib, I think I did a good job. So I will show it to you. So, yep. So I'm going to tweak it. And then I plan to put out a tutorial. But before I do that, I will contact Creative Grandma. We've never talked before. Well, I'm calling her Creative Grandma, but Glenda, most of you who are subscribed to her know who she is, Glenda. And we're neighbors too. I think she's in Pennsylvania and then I'm here in Michigan. So I will contact her and ask. I don't think that she used her own pattern. I don't think she created it. She didn't say, but she may have. She may have, used it from a pattern she saw in a book or whatever. I don't know. And so, but I just don't know. So just in case it's her, creation, she needs to get the credit for it. So I'm going to ask her permission. I'm going to explain to her what I did, that I followed her pattern for the baby bib. And she did this a number of years ago, so she's probably not even going to remember. Or she may, I don't know. But I'm going to let her know that I created an adult bib out of it. And then I'm going to ask her if she'd like to do a tutorial. But I want to get it perfected first. So I'll be making the one for my cousin. And I'm going to add my adjustments. And I think I will hit pay dirt with the second one. Now, this one, I did pretty good. And the recipient has seen it. And the recipient loves it. And so we're going to roll with this one. It's okay. When you see it, you're going to be like, okay, it's okay. But I think I just need to tweak it to make it just a wee bit bigger than what this one is. That's the part that bothers me about it. And I didn't have enough yarn because I used the hipster yarn for this. And I double stranded the yarn. And so even if I had decided to take it down and make it bigger, I would not have had enough yarn to complete it. So basically I did the right thing with this, this one. So anyway, but with the other ones, I will definitely have the amount of yarn that I need. And if it's a thicker cotton, I won't be doubling the yarn. And it will be because well, yes, I do buy thinner cotton, but for the most part, all the scrap cotton that I have that I will be using for the ones for my cousin and myself, that's some thick cotton. It's actually thicker than what it should be, but it would be perfect for a bib. So without further ado, you all know what Nugget's little hat is looking like. I have, I think, let's see, how many rows? 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16. I'm on row 18 and I have to get to row 42, y'all. So I've got a ways to go, but I'll probably finish this up either tonight or tomorrow because I'm out there grilling, so I have to pay attention to that. But I think it's coming out good. And I was saying I think it's too long, but now that I look at it, no, actually, I don't think this is too long. for Nugget, you know. So now that it's getting bigger, I think it's going to be the perfect size for him. And then with the other skein, I'll be making him a matching scarf, and I'll be using my own pattern for that. Okay. So now let's get to the bib. I will show it to you. Let me straighten it up first. Okay. So now if you pull up Crocheted Adult Bib, and for some reason Creative Grandmas, other than that, you know, you have that one tutorial that has, unless y'all want me to add the link, you know, but if you want to see it before I can get the link added, just pull up Crocheted Adult Bib, and then the first one is going to come up, the actual adult bib with the lemon peel stitch I was telling you about, which I said is a very nice bib, but I just didn't have enough yarn to do it. It took a lot of yarn, more yarn than what this one took. And so I decided to go with this one, and I loved Creative Grandma, so hers was the second one. So if you pull up, you'll see the baby bib that she did, and you'll see the picture of it in the thumbnail, because I think the video is like 7 or 8 years old, maybe even more. And so basically, that's how, wait, let me make sure I have this. Yep, I have it on the wrong side. So make sure you look at it and you'll see how it, and it's the rounded type bib, but mine came out more square. I don't know why, but hers is more rounded, probably because I chained more. Okay, so here is the bib, you guys, and I'll put it around me. So actually, it wouldn't fit me, but I think it's going to fit the recipient. And so now Creative Grandmas, as you can see, it has the curve. And so that's where you do the increasing and decreasing. You did that just to get the curve in the neck area, the decreasing for the curve in the neck area, and then at the end, for her, the last 4 rows. For me, it was the last 8 rows. With the decrease, that gives it the curve to where you can connect it in the back. Okay? Now, she added a button to hers, and she talked about safety, you know, with babies and whatnot, and having the button. And so I said, I just won't do any type of button, although this isn't for a baby, but still, I was like, why do the button when I can go back to Myers and get that Velcro that I saw? So I'm not complete with it. I'm going to go get that Velcro, and I'm going to take a piece of it, measure it out, and then I'm going to connect it, and then it'll just be a Velcro bib. Because I think any adult with a bib wouldn't want a button anyway. They want to take the bib on and off, so they're going to want the Velcro, something they can just take it off with. You know, so this is the top portion of the bib, and I think that came out good. And then this is the bottom portion. We're going to go up with it. And so, you know, you're going straight across. So the first, for her and Creative Grandmas, the first 9 rows are rows that you decrease at the beginning of each row. And that's what gives it the curved effect at the bottom. And I hope you can see that. Okay, yep. It gives it a curved effect at the bottom. And so with her, after row 9, then you just start going across and across. So you start with 24 stitches. And when she's done with the increase on either end, after the first 9 rows, then she has a total of 31 stitches at the end. When I got done with my increasing for the 9 rows, and I still went with the 9 rows like she did, I had a total of 51 stitches. So if I chain 54, then I will have a total of either 61 or 71 stitches. It'll be 71 stitches going across. So my next one will be considerably wider, but it will be the perfect size for an adult. Okay, so yep, so I really like how this came out. Tell me what you think about it. Tell me what you think. I could have done better. Oh, and then Creative Grandma's border had a ruffled type border. She did a single crochet V-stitch. Well, first of all, she did the border of the color that she used for the bib, which was a solid color. So I did the same. I have the variegated. So I did my first row of the border was done with the single crochet, just like her, with that color. And then after that, her second row, she only did 2 rows of the border, which did I do 2 or 3? I did 2. I only did 2 rows border. So her second row border, she did the single crochet V-stitch. So she did a single crochet, chain 2, or was it 3? It was chain 2. Then she did another single crochet in the same stitch. Then she skipped a stitch, and it was beautiful, perfect for a baby, you know, that little ruffle effect. But since mine are for adults, you know, mine will be for adults. I chose not to do the ruffle. I just went with the straight border. So I bordered it with white. And so I thought that would work because I didn't have anything else that would match. I had a pink, but it was more of a hot pink. So I was like, I'll just stick with the white. I think that might look better. And I think it does. We'll look at it one more time, the full thing. And then we'll go down. And then I'll put it on. Don't want to get it dirty because I'm out there grilling and all that. So don't want to. But this is how it looks. And then for me, it only comes to my breast, y'all. So, yeah. So I'll have to do longer. You know, I'll probably do it longer. You know, I'll add more rows to it before I start doing my straps. I think if I added another 20 rows, I think that would be perfect for my size, that is. If I add an extra 10 stitches, if I was making one for myself, based on the pattern that I wrote out, and I'm going to write it out the adjusted way while it's still fresh in my mind. And so once I do that, once I speak or contact Creative Grandma, and I know she's busy now because she's her mother's caregiver at this time, and plus, but she's still coming on doing videos, she and Cody. So I can address the email to either or. And then, you know, get the message out and ask if I can have permission to do the adjusted version for an adult and do a tutorial for it. And then if she'd like to do a tutorial later, she has too many subscribers more than me. So it would get out into the stratosphere and people can do their own adjustments and whatnot. If we could just give them the base and what the specs are. I have that. I've done it myself. So she may decide to do it, especially with her mom at this time. You know, she might decide to make one for her mother. If she hasn't already, she probably has, you know, who knows. But anyway, yeah, so I can at least give her the specs, you know, and then she can follow it and make one in one day, you know, and have it if her mother needs it or whatever, or if they believe in them. You know, everybody don't believe in adult bibs. You know, they think of, you know, an adult is an adult. You could always put a towel around them, or, you know, you don't want to treat them like a baby. It's not about treating like a baby. Do I look like a baby? I might be a big baby, but yes. Oh, it's going to come in handy for me because when I eat, stuff falls. And then my cousin, who's visually impaired, same thing. You know, me, it's just by being sloppy or not paying attention or whatever. You know, everybody doesn't eat perfectly, okay? I'm not hoity-toity or fa-fa. So, yeah, I spill food. And why mess up your clothes when you don't have to? And if you can make something fancy, ain't nobody gonna tease you or whatever. In fact, I might, wait a minute, I'm quite sure there's going to be some requests because the way that this one looks, it almost looks like a top. If I made 2 sides of this and sold it together, it could be a nice little tank top. Okay, so basically, I think it's nice. So let's fold her up and we'll put her away. So this will be mailed out later this week to the recipient. Okay, so I'm going to finish Nuggets project, and then after that, I'm going to do my shawl, and then from that, then I will get on, because there's no rush on the adult bibs for my cousin and I. And I'm thinking about going, I know people say don't shop at Hobby Lobby, but hell, I mean, heck, we don't have nothing else, okay? So, I mean, Michaels, from what I'm seeing, I went online to see what our Michaels have. They haven't done too much there. They did bring in that Caron anniversary cakes, and that mess is $54 for... I almost cussed again. Heck to the gnaw. Okay? I'm not doing it. I am not doing it. I will buy the Noro. Okay? Noro is $54 a ball off sale. So why would you sit there and buy some Caron anniversary cake acrylic? Well, let me stop. Let me stop. I'm supposed to be nice. Okay? I always try to be nice. You know, I'm quite sure it's a beautiful yarn. I'm almost certain that it is. I'm almost certain. I know it comes with a lot. That part in the reviews I've heard. But when I checked the price of it at my store, it was $54. And I thought, my Noro Haro Ito, which is 40% silk, okay, and 40% cotton and 20% polyamide. That is $54, and that's a fiber. Y'all seen my blanket? So if I'm going to splurge on that type of yarn, I mean, for a bib, no, I'm not paying no $54, but I would do it for Noro if I was going to make me a Noro bib. But why would I even do that? Because a bib has to be washed quite a bit, so you won't your standard cotton that's machine washable and dryable, or at least machine washable. So no, I'm not paying $54 for that yarn. Okay, no way, no way, no way. I can see 20 or 34, but if I'm not mistaken, in fact, I know I'm not mistaken because it was just 2 days ago. Because I was like, let me see if Michaels have, if they've done if they've gotten new yarns in, and they have gotten. Wait, let me tell you, our Michaels have gotten new yarns in, but guess what? Loops and threads. I detest it. I'm sorry. To you Michaels fans, I do not like that loops and threads yarn. I used it for the watermelon bag, but then we went with the Caron cotton cakes, but we used the loops and threads for the the green and the white, I believe. That's all I could find. And so that's what I ordered. And it was okay, but I do not like that yarn. I want to see a variety. So, can't make Michaels do what you want them to do. You're going to get what they give you, so to speak. So therefore, the Hobby Lobby boycott is over. Okay, for me at least. I've just been following along because others said, well, I don't shop at Hobby Lobbies for whatever reason. I don't know. Something about some artifacts. I don't know. But I've decided, listen, I can't think about anything that has happened in the past. That's when I thought about it. I'll just, what can I do about it? Okay. I'm quite sure every store has a dark history somewhere. Yes. Look at what's happening now with Disney. Okay. We won't even get into that. But, you may be around for years and years, and one incident can ruin you. And it looks as if that's what's happening with Disney, because then they decided to up their price after they brought Mr. Kimmel back. And they upped their price. So the customers, they doubled down on that darn boycott. They were like, oh, no, you going to slap us in the face with it? So, nope. So they're losing a lot, okay? Billions. They had lost $4 billion before they buckled under that. Why didn't they learn from Cracker Barrel? Now, we did discuss that. They should have learned from Cracker Barrel. These folks aren't playing. And see, and one thing about it is they didn't announce it. And that's what I said. We can take some notes. See, because we, as in my people, want to still boycott like we're still in the 50s and 60s. It doesn't work that way. You cannot announce what you're getting ready to do. Just do it, And I've said that, and people are like, well, whatever. But okay. You see how effective it is when you don't announce it. You fall into line and be done with it if you're dissatisfied. So that was... I hate to see that happen, but, hey, you don't slap people in the face, and whether we agree with what was said or not. I mean, I think we all can say what happened, and I haven't discussed that, and I'm just touching on it. What happened was terrible. I don't care what that man did, what people think he did, or what he did, or what he didn't do. It was terrible. No one should have that to happen to them. That was my thought all along. No celebrations. I was kind of saddened, and no matter what I thought of the man, he did not deserve that, just like no one else deserves it. Everybody is entitled. You are who you are. And I've always said that to people. I don't care. Do you or whatever. I know how to stay away from you if it's something I disagree with. It's just that simple. We cannot make people be what we want them to be. And I'll leave it at that. Okay. And that's why. And then as far as political is concerned, I will say it from the rooftops. I'm an independent. Okay. I prefer to research, and then I vote for who I think the better person is. I'm not pigeonholing myself in one party. So independent it is for me. All right, so anyway, let me get off of that and get on to something else. So tell me, you guys, what are you guys working on? What you got going on your hooks? Oh, and another thing, let's get this Q&A started, you guys. And I haven't forgot about those Granny Square cards. We're probably going to do that giveaway around Christmas time. Well, after Christmas, okay? Because y'all know, first of all, I hear that shipping prices are going up starting tomorrow, which I'm really, really saddened about. I might have to switch to FedEx or UPS, because if USPS keeps going up the way that they're doing, you may as well use something that's going to be 1 or 2 days or whatever, because I know they have to run, and I know these types of things, but everybody, I mean, we're being stressed to the max, with everything. They were high enough to begin with. Your average package now is about $12, and some even more depending on the weight and what you're mailing it in and all that stuff. So it would be after Christmas, because we know the post office is going to be busy at Christmas time. And the post office that I use after Christmas, that is, and any other time during the year, they are empty. I can walk in there, walk right up to the counter. Every now and then it might be one person ahead of you, or somebody might come in behind you, but my post office is wonderful, and I'm only like 2.5 minutes away from it if I catch the lights. If I don't catch the lights, about 3.5 minutes, okay? So it's perfect. It is so convenient. I'm in the heart of the city, and I love the location that I'm in because I'm right by everything. It's a hop, skip, and a jump, and that really has helped, with gas. I only get gas once a month. That's all I need. And then that's even during the summer. In the winter, I fill up for the winter, and that's it. I don't have to fill up anymore during the winter. I get my oil change, I fill up, and that's it for me. My gas will last from November all the way up until March, when I finally come out of my hibernation. I don't have to get gas. I just do that one fill up for the winter. But anyway, we're still going to do that giveaway. I have not forgotten about that. Because, I was gifted one. So the one that I bought is the one that I will do the giveaway. And then hopefully, maybe a consolation prize of something. I don't know. I'll think about it, or if I see something, I might see something and I'll be like, ooh, this will make a good prize, especially if it's like on sale, crochet, and it would be crochet related, of course. Because every now and then you get your clearances and things on sale and whatnot. So if I see something that would work, for a consolation or whatever, then I'll get that. So I'll let you know. So we'll look at that in, let's say, January, after Christmas is over with and whatnot. So, and y'all remind me. No, I'm not going to forget. I know I'm not going to forget about that, because I see that every day and I think about it. Oh, I need to tell them about the giveaway. I need to, remind them that we're going to be doing it, that type of thing. So, anyway, yep, so that's about it. We're at how many minutes here? My magoozes are over on the other side. I think it says 23 minutes because I'm kind of far away from the camera. I think I'm seeing 23 minutes here. Okay, so I'm going to go check on this food because I see my smoke isn't billowing as much as it was billowing. And it is hot today, you guys, and I refuse to cut on the air. I thought I had my ceiling fan on. No wonder I'm sitting here burning up. So I need to turn that on. So, it's hot today. It's about 85, 86 degrees out there, which is unusual in Michigan. But I refuse to turn on the air because I don't want to catch another cold. Y'all know my immune system is way down now with the medicine. So, and I don't want my electric bill to shoot back up. It's been a month since I stopped running the air now. So before it's time to run the heat, I wanted to at least get a break and have some lower electric bills for the month. So I'm on a good trajectory right now, because I won't be cutting the heat on probably till the end of October or later, depending on how our weather goes. But these hurricanes, and for those of you who live in the region of the hurricanes that are coming through, we had a quiet month, but now it's revving up. You have the Inverness 9 or whatever it's called. I think that's going to be Imelda when it's over and done with. And I think they've already named it. And then you have Huberto that's getting ready to hit. They don't know if it's going to turn or I'm keeping up, but I'm not keeping up, okay? Because I can't always remember everything that they say. So I've been tuned into the Weather Channel because we always get the remnants of the hurricanes once they hit. So that means rainy season for us. So once those hurricanes go through, we're going to be getting some rain and the temperatures will be dropping. So I'm not going to give myself a cold by running the air, having it cold, and then all of a sudden the weather changes on us. It's going to be bad enough when it does anyway. So I will save on the bill, and then also enjoy this heat while it's here. I'm not complaining. I'm just going to cut on this fan, and that's going to be the extent of me cooling off, okay? And you see how I'm dressed half naked, so I'm fine. Okay, you guys, so I can't think of anything else, but let me know what you're crocheting now, what you have planned. Would you like to see an adult bib tutorial? That might be something you might not want to see. But I would like to put it out there for others who would like to see it. So expect for me to do that soon. It'll be, you know what? Well, no, it's going to be after I contact, because I definitely don't want to put it out there until... Well, I did adjust Creative Grandma's thing, but I'm going to give her credit nevertheless, because if she's the creator of it, or if she, whatever. I know she did that tutorial some years ago, so she's going to get credit. So when she sees, if she sees the video, she's going to be like, wait a minute, she copied. I know she wouldn't say that. I truly, because she just did a thing about the hooks and needles. Y'all have heard about that controversy. We won't even get into that. But she just did a video about that. And I'm just by how she talked on that video, I'm quite sure she probably would not, unless it was somebody making money off of a pattern she created. But I don't even know if she's a pattern creator, And then I know that she gives credit to those that if she does do something off of someone else's, she'll say where's the source, that type of thing. So the least I can do is the same. Because y'all know I don't like doing tutorials, and I won't really be doing a lot, but for those that I think might be needed, especially the adult bib, and for the fact that I was a caregiver to my mother and how handy they come in, I didn't see the representation there. So I have to get on it, because I have been able to adjust the number of stitches and follow Glenda's tutorial for it. And so the least I can do is make one, and do a tutorial for it, and then pass on the numbers to her. So I can tell her, okay, when you say to do however many rows, do this many rows. When you say to chain 24, chain 54. When you get to the part where it's time to do I call them the sleeves, but whatever that is, the part that you wrap around your neck. When it comes time to do the little sleeves, instead of doing the 4 rows, do however many rows. I think I did 18, but I'm probably going to take that to 28. Do 28 rows and then decrease those last 4 rows, that type of thing, or increase the last 4 rows for it to curl. So I can give her the specs, and if she wants to do it on film, that would be even better, because there will be her version, which will definitely be better than mine, and then my version, and then other versions may pop up of it, because people use different yarns. Some people use different color schemes. It would be nice to see a variety of the same bib, adult bib, and so we can put it out there. Alrighty, so that's it. So, yep, so let me know if that's something you'd like to see. So we're looking at, I'm going to get Nuggets thing finished. It's only going to take a few days for me to whip off my shawl. And after that, we will go on to the bib. It won't be the tutorial, but I will be making the adjusted bib and then showing it to you. It'll be the one for my cousin. And then I'll make mine. And then after that, I should have probably contacted Creative Grandma by then. Then we'll follow it with the tutorial. So we're looking at probably a few weeks to a month down the line. Just letting you know, it's coming, it's coming, it's coming. Okay, so we're almost at 30 minutes, so that's a typical Q video. I can't think of anything else to say other than, yeah, I'm grilling, and I hope your Sunday is going well for you. Mine is. I'm just sitting here resting and grilling, but I can, set it and forget it. I did go on and use the smoker after all, because I found out I didn't have enough charcoal to really keep that grill going, and I would have been up and down, up and down. But I had enough with that and the wood, enough to keep the smoker going, and it's still going for me and everything. But I do have to go out and stoke it for a while. You know, every hour I go out to stoke it and get it, you know, going again. I'm thinking that the charcoal may burn out before the meat is done. I didn't do the ribs before that reason, but I did do the pork steak. I did, and a veggie pack. So that's for dinner, and then I'll fix something else to go with it. Yeah, so I may have to finish the meat in the oven if it doesn't get done and the fire goes out. But so far, so good. How long has it been on? It's been on at least an hour now. I put everything on at 2 o'clock. And so it should be done by no later than 4:30, 5 o'clock. So I'm going to look at the time. I've already flipped the meat. It's coming along well. So I might be able to get it done here on the smoker. We'll see. Okay, so let me get off of here so I can get going with that. Then I'm going to be sitting here just crocheting on Nugget's hat. And that's how I'll be spending my Sunday. And then other than resting, watching TV, catching up on videos and all that good stuff. So I will talk to you guys later, and may God bless you all. Have a wonderful, wonderful week. See you on Wednesday. Bye-bye.